What's going on, guys? Austin back, and today we're going to be doing our Year 10 Season 3 tier list. Now, usually I do one of these like per season, and usually it doesn't change too much, right? With the new operators and then some of the new operator balances. But this season, obviously, ACOG was removed from pretty much almost every single defensive weapon other than the DMRs and the slugs in that. So this is going to be a crazy tier list to do, obviously, and we also have the new operators. So I'm very excited to actually do this tier list. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And then also my socials are in the description down below if you want to check me out on any other platform. But without further ado, let's get right into the tier list. Obviously, we have the pretty standard S, A, B. I don't know why the C and the D are mixed around. Let me actually just change that. I actually didn't even realize that. S, A, B, C, D, and then I added an F tier. Obviously, there's not going to be, I will say, too many operators in the lower tiers. I feel like I normally don't do that because I feel like a lot of the operators are balanced, right? And they are, like, they do a good job. I will say, with how Siege has been recently, it's been, a little shaky, but I will say with the operator choices is there are a lot of very playable operators in this game. And I think that only expands, you know what I mean, with ACOGs being gone. So that's why I normally don't put too many in the lower tiers. But without further ado, like I said, let's just get right into this video. So the first operators, we're just going to go in order. We have Striker. I love Striker, okay? Sentry, on the other hand, I'll get to him in a second, but a Striker for me, honestly, is an A tier operator. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna rank these in the list. I'm probably not going to, but for Striker, I think he's like a mid to low A tier operator. I do think that the secondary gadgets on the attack actually work a lot better having two of them than like on defense with Sentry, like how you can put like a Nitro and like a deployable. I think being able to bring like impact EMPs and like hard breach to be able to get hatches, walls by itself is really useful. Being able to bring stuns, smokes, and like nades is really useful. And like frags and stuff like that, you can burn utility. He has a great gun, M4. And yeah, he also gets a secondary shotgun. So I think Sentry is a very good operator, especially in solo queue. I run Sentry a lot. I don't solo queue, but it kind of sounded like I was implying that. But yeah, I think Sentry is a fantastic operator, and I think he is very deserving of this A tier. Now, next up we have Sentry. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Sentry into D tier. I just think it's like a lot of like he only fits in certain defenses, right? And a lot of the defenses he works in. Actually, honestly, I might bump him up to C tier because I literally just forgot that he has ACOG on his slug. So I feel like he's a low C tier, high D tier operator. I don't know exactly where to put him. I'm gonna throw him in D tier. I'm gonna throw him in C tier right now. Just because the only reason I'm putting him in C is because he has the ACOG. Cause he has the ACOG, and I do kind of not hate the cage slug. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I don't think the secondary utility that you get, like secondary gadgets, like two of them, works as well for Sentry as it does for Striker. But yeah, I think now with like the ACOG change, a lot of people are gonna be running the slug over like what do you have, the commando, which wasn't really a good gun. But so now I feel like he fits a little bit better. But again, he's kind of whatever. You know what I mean? He can fit in some defenses, but I feel like it's more like coordinated ones, not just like every day. Next up we have Sledge. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Sledge in B tier. Um, he's decent. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say too much other than nerf Sledge and take his clothes. Okay, next up we have Thatcher. Thatcher. Does it? Do we go B or do we go A? I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. I feel like with my operator tier list, I'm very like I always rank them maybe like if I think like it's either like a B or an A tier, like I did with Thatcher. I feel like I always put them in the higher tier, giving them the benefit of the doubt. And I don't think that's any different with Thatcher. Obviously, his ability is just like super useful. I mean, obviously combating like bandits and Cades is a little tricky, obviously with Thatcher, but not with Cade, but with Bandit for sure. But I mean, there's a reason why Thatcher gets banned, a lot of the games. So I mean, he should be up here for good sense. I mean, works super well with all the hard breachers, especially now. He does actually get a buff now with Denari, the new operator, which I'll rank last. But yeah, he gets a buff with that because he's so strong right now and he counters that actually. So Thatcher, I think, is deserving of A tier. Next up, we have Smoke. Smoke, I'm gonna go A tier. I don't think he's S tier. I don't think he cracked S tier, but I think he is an A tier. Obviously, very powerful loadout. Getting the SMG 11, getting the probably the best shotgun in the game. Gets barbed wire, always solid, and then toxic Bapes. You know, his ability is actually really really good, especially on a lot of different sites. You know what I mean? I think it is probably next to Goyo easily the two best like anti-entry, you know, gadgets in the game. And there's a reason why Smoke is played like a lot on sites like those where they try to get plants down, especially Pro League. If you ever watch Pro League, Smoke gets played so much. In Pro League, Smoke is probably an S tier. But if I'm thinking just like normal, like ranked game, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people aren't gonna be trying to coordinate like a plant. So that's why I'm gonna peg Smoke in A tier. Next up, we have Mute. Mute is S tier for me. Again, like I said with Smoke, he has a beautiful loadout. Gets the C4 like Smoke doesn't, and his ability is just really, really good. It's just really, really good. It always is really, really good. Obviously, I'm kind of basing this not as like a pro league list. So like being able to deny entry, intel is like the most important thing in the game, and he probably does it the best. You know what I mean? And I'm a Mute main, so I'm a little biased, but I think he's easily probably like a top 3 op in the game. Top 5. At least. At least. He is the king. I love Mute. Next up, we have Ash. Ash is tough, because, like, I kind of want to give her, like, a low S, but I want to give her, like, a high A. I'm gonna say A. I know I was saying how I give operators the benefit of the doubt, but I think Ash, obviously she's the best entry in the game. You know, you get the R4C, you get the ACOG. Breaching rounds are very, very important. When you're playing operators, you know, like Mira, and you need to destroy traps and things like that. I'm gonna put her A tier, but she's kind of an S. She's like in between. I don't know. I don't know where to put her, but like if you think she's S, she's S. Like I can hear the arguments for both. I'm not going to talk too deeply about it because, you know, she's kind of, you know, not a very complex operator to talk about. Next up, we have Thermite. Oh, obviously, if you guys know me, I'm a support, so I be using Mute. I be using all the hard breachers, and I love Thermite. Thermite might be my favorite attacker. I might be the only one with Thermite as a favorite attacker. I'm gonna go S. I think he is the best hard breach in the game. Okay, is that ridiculous? Okay. I think he's AS. I think he's AS. I'm gonna go S. No. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. I think he's A. Oh, I love Thermite. I love Thermite. Obviously, blowing up big walls, stuff like that. I mean, there's not too much to him. He gets the smokes, obviously, to aid, you know, planting wise, stuff like that. But, I mean, every team needs a Thermite. Every team needs a Thermite. Hard breachers are always going to be very good. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot of them up here. But, yeah, I'm going to go Therm with A tier. Next up, we have Castle. I'm gonna go Castle in C tier. I think he is one of the. This is like an effect of like what happens when you lose your ACOG. You know what I mean? His gun reeks. Okay, his gun reeks, and the only reason I use Castle a lot. I use Castle a good amount, but like ever since I started using him in the new season, it's just been way worse because he doesn't have his ACOG and his gun reeks. It reeks. He still has a secondary shotgun. His ability's still decent, but just the ACOG, it just sucks, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're Castle, your main job is really just your utility now. Obviously, that's how it always was, but, like, you're not going to be fragging out on Castle a lot of the time. Like, obviously, you're still going to be able to pop off if you're a good player, but it's like, the ACOG, I think, bumps him down from, like, bottom to mid B down to, like, top C. I don't think he's, like, any lower than, like, a top C operator, but, like, you know, it's just like some sites where you don't know if you need a castle or not, or it's like 50-50, you're probably not going to run them anymore because the gun isn't the greatest. You know what I mean? So that's why I have to put Castle in C tier. Next up, we have Pulse. I don't like Pulse. I don't think he's an F tier operator, but I think he's our first D tier. He is not good. And I don't know, just again, doesn't have the scope, has like the worst gun in the game. I mean, you can run the shotgun, I mean, that's fine. You get the C4 at least. You can deny from below. You know what I mean? If you're like good on pulse and you just like go out there and you're able to deny plant and like cause some destruction down below, I think you're good. You know what I mean? I don't think he's an F tier because you'll see who I throw in F tier, but I think he's a D tier. I don't think he's very good, and I don't think he really should be played too much. Next up, we have Twitch. Twitch is an S tier operator for me. I'm not gonna talk about this one too long. F2, one of the best guns in the game. Utility. What does she have? Smokes and what else? She has smokes and claymores. I think smokes are, obviously good cutting off angles, stuff like that. And then just her drone. I mean, her ability just makes her S tier, especially with Denari being so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she got buffed. I mean, I think even without him, she's an S tier operator. Just being able to clear utility, stuff like that is very, very important in this game. And especially with like the defense now not having ACOGs, they're probably going to try to rely on more like trap operators. You load up the defenses, more like add more layers to defenses. So that means more utility. That means more opportunities for Twitch. So I think Twitch is an S tier for sure. I don't think there's too much to argue with that. Next up, we have Monty. Oh, Monty. Okay. I'm going to go Monty B tier. I'm not going to lie. I think, okay, he's not the best shield. I forgot about Blackbeard, but man, Monty's good. I do really like Monty. I think Monty is really good in the right hands, right? If you're playing Monty more as like a scout, have diffuser, you know what I mean? Like you're scouting, you're giving comms, you know what I mean? Like you're literally commanding your team with Monty on a push or whatever. He is a fantastic operator. I don't really like when people rush with him, stuff like that. I think if you play him like how I was talking about, like maybe like you're leading a charge like from like tunnel, like, or dirt in like on like bank basement, you know what I mean, and you're calming and you're like setting up the plant and stuff like that. Monty is a great operator, you know what I mean? And even on other maps, I feel like that's a perfect scenario, like bank basement. But I think he honestly is kind of underrated. I'm low-key just gonna rate all the shields real quick. I think Blitz is like a low C, high D. I'm gonna give him low C, just because I feel like, for him it's just kind of tough because you can't kill anybody with the shield bash, but like he's still useful because shields are just like kind of strong. And then Blackbeard, I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think even with the nerfs, he's like super good. So this is where I would rank all the shields. I just wanted to low-key get that out of the way, because I was on the topic of Monty. So yeah, this is how I would rank the shields. I think Blackbeard's obviously the best. I mean, he has a shield and a gun, so it's like like a fully automatic gun. Monty's very good, obviously, to like scout, do stuff like that. And then Blitz is just kind of like an early aggressor. You know what I mean? Like he's just gonna get in there. You're playing more fast. You know what I mean? And that's how I see it. Like Blitz, you're bringing him to be like super fast. Play a fast pace around. Monty, you bring him to play more of a like controlled. You know what I mean? Like slow, like here, let's kind of dissect the defense. And then Blackbeard, you can literally just play any with. That's why he's so good. So that's kind of how I see the shields and what I would rank them as. Next up, we have Doc. Doc is gonna feel the effects, okay? Doc probably before ACOG was taken out, I might have put him, I probably put him like top A. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what my last list was, but I would consistently put him there. Now, I'm gonna put him C tier. Yes, the healing is still very useful, but like the whole catch of Doc was like, yes, you get the healing, but you also get a really good gun. So you can play around sight, you know what I mean? Be able to spawn peek, do all this stuff. But now that he doesn't have that ACOG, that just takes like so much of him off. The MP5 is still like a decent gun. The P90 is still like a decent gun. I think it's not really good without the ACOG, but like he is a fall riser. He's a fall faller. And I would put him like middle to low C. I do think Castle's better than him just because his ability is very good, even though his gun is kind of bad. It's kind of like the opposite with them, but I don't know. Doc, he's like all right. You can bring him, but you don't really need him anymore. Going with Rook, I'm gonna put him D tier. He does get the secondary pistol and a C4, so it is kind of redeeming, but his ability is just not very good. He doesn't have the ACOG anymore, so it just, you get the C4, but you lose so much of him. You know what I mean? And Rook Armor, like, when is Rook Armor really ever useful? You know what I mean? It's like 1 in a million, I swear. I swear. So I feel like I gotta put him D tier. Next up, we have Glaz. I'm gonna throw him F tier. Glaz is the first F tier operator. The only reason being is like, okay, if you're a low rank, Glaz is probably like a C tier operator, because what'll happen is, like, if you're playing in a lobby where they know you're Glaz, you will not get any kills with his ability. You're literally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can bait on ruin stuff with him, and it's like, I guess, but like, if people are smart enough not to swing you, or just like not give in to like the angles you're holding, you're useless. You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially like, I'm not self-gloating, but I'm a champion. I'm a siege champion. So I feel like a lot of the time Glass just like doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I'm gonna throw him F tier. If you want to give him a low D tier, be my guest. I would not be mad at that at all. But I feel like maybe F is a little too harsh. I'm gonna just throw F, but let's move on. Next up, we have Fuse. Fuse is a D tier. I think he's probably the best in this tier, just because he gets breach charges, so he can play like Vert. You know what I mean? So like, what I'm basically saying is, like, you can play Vert with his clusters, you know what I mean? But you can also play Vert with the breach charges and make, lines of sight. You also get the hard breach charges. So I think utility just gets him to D tier, but you know what I mean? Like, it's easy to dodge a Fuse charge, it's just, he's not the greatest. He's just not the great. He does get the AK-12 too. So I'd say the AK-12 and then the 2 secondary equipment get him to D tier. Next up, we have Capcan. Oh, Capcan's a tough one. I'm gonna throw him B right now. I don't know. His gun is pretty good. He lost a C4 a while ago. But the Capcan charges, bro. I mean, bro, if you're playing a team and they just like are not smart, if you just don't get spotted, and you're just basically getting like some free kills, you know what I mean? I feel like he is just like really annoying to play against. I would give him a below B. A low B, like borderline top C, in my opinion. I think that's where he is. Like BC, I wouldn't even be mad where you put him. But I do think he's in one of these 2 spots. I don't think he's any higher or lower. Next up is Tachanka. Tachanka is, okay, I used to play Tachanka on upstairs border. And then his ACOG was gone, and I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing with Tachanka, is it's like, why would you play Tachanka? Why? What is the point? Oh, you want to deny entry. Okay, just run smoke. He has better guns, better utility. His anti-entry thing is literally better. And then you look over and it's like, oh, Goyo. Oh, his ability is literally better and stuff like that. And then also, I mean, you can just run C4s. So it's like, he isn't the best at what he does. He's probably like the worst at what he does. He has a bad gun. He does get a shield. I will give him that. But pretty much, you don't really need to run Tachanka. The only, like, I guess the only time you can is if you want to set up like long range denials. Like, I'm thinking like bank, basement, like stomping. That's what comes to mind with Tachanka. So I guess I'm gonna put him top F of these 2. I think he's better than Glaz, but I mean, there's just really no scenarios where you're running Tachanka unless it's like really specific. So as we're gonna put him, I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit. I'm looking going a little slow. Here we have IQ. I'm gonna just put like C tier. She's mid. I mean, her, like, she is literally used to pretty much just counter Valk. And Valk is strong, so she's useful when Valk is used, but when Valk is not being used, there's pretty much no reason you should go IQ. There's pretty much no reason why you should be IQ. So, I don't know. Maybe D tier, but I'm going to just give her the benefit of the doubt. She is kind of bad, so we're going to put her C tier. But if you want to put her D tier, I would totally understand that. Next up, we have Jagger. Jagger, it just kind of reminds me of, like, IQ, where he's just, like, mid. You know, he's just mid. Honestly, I would take one. It's just, like, him and Wamai, I feel like are just have like a mid off every single time. I'm gonna put them right next to each other. Where like it literally just depends. Like they feel like the same like level to me. It just depends on what you're playing against. Do you know what I mean? Like, are you playing against a team that's gonna like literally like pulverize your like thing, just throw like utility, utility, utility. So then you would play Jagger. If you're playing a team that's not gonna dump utility, you know what I mean, then you're gonna play Wamai. Wamai also has a new secondary shotgun, so he can make like lines of sight and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. So it's like it just depends. It just depends. You know what I mean? So you can put them wherever. I'm gonna just put them in C tier because I feel like that's where they are. But moving on, we have Bandit. Bandit's gonna get an easy S for me. I mean, yeah, MP7's good. You get C4, really good, and then obviously great utility because you can bandit trick. Obviously, just being at any way to like block entry is gonna be a really good, gadget, and is gonna get a high ranking. And especially bandit, where you can literally bandit trick and disrupt a whole round in an entry point and a push. Give me bandit. Give me bandit. We love bandit. We love bandit around here. I used to hate bandit because I didn't like the MP7. It's a new day. It's a new day. Next up, we have Buck. Buck is going to get an A tier for me. I don't think he's quite strong enough to be S tier. If he's still... What was I going to say? What did he used to have? Does he have stuns anymore? Or he used to have frags. If he still had frags... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's strong enough to be an S tier operator. But I do think he is a top A tier. I think he's very good. Obviously, he's probably the second. I would say he's the second best. What's the word? Vert operator in the game. Decent gun. Obviously the ability is nice. I think he does get stuns still. I'm sorry guys, I'm chalked, but I think he's a great operator. I feel like I don't need to say too much. Here, next up, we have Frost. Frost is very interesting. I'm going to put her right next to Castle because I feel like these operators are one in the same. Where, yes, I think Castle's ability is a tad bit better than Frost. But, like, they're both operators that were played a lot for their guns. And they were played a lot more than maybe they would normally be because they had ACOG. Now that they don't have ACOG, you really got to be like, do I want to run a worse gun to have this ability? Or should I run someone else? So obviously, I think the Castle ability is a little bit better, but Frost, not a great gun. All right utility, does get the secondary shotgun. She does get a boost because Denari works really well with her and stuff like that, but I think C tier is like fine for her. I mean, I feel like you could bump her down a little bit. I mean, I don't think, you know what I mean. I really, I just somewhere in C tier. I think she deserves just C tier. Next up, we have Velk. I'm not going to talk about this too long. Velk is a fantastic operator. I mean, being able to get those 3 cams that are pretty much not very visible, the C4, a good gun. I mean, what else could you want? What else could you want, bro? And some maps she's just so broken because it's so open. You know what I mean? So Velk is an easy S tier for me. I don't really need to talk about that. I don't think anyone's arguing with me on that. Next up, we have Capitao. Capitao is another C tier operator. Capitao is very good in the right hands, though. I think if you're playing in a team that, really isn't like running a specific strat or anything, or doesn't really run strats, he's probably going to be a little bit lower. But if you're running a team that like is trying to get plants down and is trying to clear things effectively and has communication, Capitao is really good. That's why Capitao is very, very good in Pro League, believe it or not. So I'm gonna give him C tier. I think it just depends on where you play. So I'm gonna just put him like in the middle. I'm gonna put him in the middle. I think that's fair. Fair. Next up, we have Cav. Cav is a D tier. You can like, I'm not saying Cav never works. Putting her in D tier, but like, she should never work. She should never work. You know what I mean? It's just, I would rather just you go run a vigil or another, roaming operator. Her guns kind of suck. And it's like if they find you on Cav, you're useless. You know what I mean? Because a good team is just gonna roam clear you, and it's like, oh, but maybe I can get some picks. No, they're just gonna push you like multiple, two, three people. You know what I mean? And just make it so you can't win any gunfights. So it's just tough with Cav. I'll have to put her in D tier. Next up for Habana, I'm gonna put her top A. I feel like I put her like S tier a couple times, but the only reason I would not put her S tier is because this fine fella over here exists, Striker. The only difference is you have to be over the hatch, but you can basically get hatches on your own with Striker and have a better gun. So it's like, obviously, if EMPs don't work, and then you have to bring a Thatcher, then it's like, okay, obviously you're gonna bring Habana, but like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can put Habana in S tier when her main thing is like hatches and like Striker can do the same thing. Obviously, she can do the whole like wall open trick. I'm pretty sure you can still do that. So that's why I would put her like over my boy over here, but I low-key put her under Thermite. I'm a Thermite Glazer. What can I say? Next up, we have Echo. I'm gonna be honest. I have seen no Echo be played. I've seen no Echo be played since his ACOG was gone. Um, I'm gonna throw him top C still. Sorry, my thing is lagging so bad. I'm gonna throw him top C. Reason being, his ability is just really, really good. His ability is really, really good. I'm gonna put him B tier actually. No. We'll put him A tier. Maybe I'll move him up, but I think his ability is just so good that even if his gun is like whatever, he still has a secondary SMG. He can still bring a deployable. I'm gonna put him B tier. I'm gonna put him B tier. No, not Kessel. But yeah, like his ability is just so good in the right hand still. It's nice to have. It's nice to have. What can I say? So I think if you play him right and more for his ability, he's a B tier operator. If you're playing him more for the gun and stuff like that and you're not using your drones enough, he's lower, but I mean, shout out. Next up we have Jackal. Jackal's gonna get A tier for me. Low A tier. Great roam clearing operator. Gets banned a lot less now. But yeah, I think he got a little bit worse. I think when Deimos came out. But still, I think he's a good operator. Has a good gun, secondary shotgun. You get the obviously he did actually get nerfed a little bit. He did get nerfed. I'm gonna throw him B tier. I forgot he got that one nerf where it only pings him one time. So yeah, I would throw him like top B tier. I don't think he's like anything lower than like mid to top B tier in my opinion. IMO. Next up we have Mira, S tier. Yo, Mira is so annoying to play against. So annoying to play against. And you're probably like, oh, she's so easily counterable. Blah, blah, blah. But like, bro, when you have to play a Mira and like you have like if the floor's soft below and you have someone playing underneath and you're playing Mira and your friends or you have someone running like Jagger or Wamai, like these things are like impossible to get off, bro. As long as you shoot the Twitch drones and like body block it, these things will literally kill a round for you. I don't know how many times I play the map like Cafe Top Floor where we just don't clear the Miras and we just can't win literally because of the Miras. So I think Mira is super strong. I really love the Vector. I think it's a very good gun. And she gets a C4 and she gets a secondary shotgun. Like, oh my god, bro. Just absolute so annoying to play against. Next up, we're going to have Ying. Ying did get nerfed a little bit ago, but I still think she's an A tier operator. It's just like, dude, the blinding is too much. It's just too much sometimes. You know what I mean? And I run Ying a good amount. And so I know having Ying, being able to get the secondary hard breaches, which work well if you're trying to like play top floor and you go for like a drop execute, or you're getting smoke grenades, so you can also go for a drop execute or like a linear push with like all the candela stuff like that, cut off angles. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Her gun is, I think it's all right. It's not the best, but I just think utility wise, she is for sure an A tier. For sure. I'm low-key gonna put her in front of Ash. It's so tough rating Ash. Legion next, S tier. I think even with the loss of the secondary shotgun, I think his ability is just too good. I think his ability in his gun is just too good. I think he was really busted with the secondary shotgun. I think he was probably way higher in the S tier. I think he's like a middle to low S tier operator now with the shotgun removal, but I still think the gun, and again, like I just think like trap operators are just so good, and he's the best trap operator. So, you know, Is he? Is he though? Is he though? Denari's pretty good. I don't know. I don't know. I think S tier for sure. If you wanted to go top A, I wouldn't be mad, but I'm a little biased towards Legion. I love my boy. Next up we have Ella. Ella is like a D low C. I don't know. Her guns, whatever. Her ability, it's a trap ability, so I'm actually gonna throw her in C. Her ability is like pretty decent, but it's just whatever, bro. She's whatever. You know what I mean? She's whatever. Okay, I messed this up. Sentry is not this high. But yeah, so I'd put her C tier. Dokkaebi, I'm gonna go A tier. Yes, her calls got nerfed a while back, but she's still fantastic. SMG-12 is like literally like the best gun in the game on console still. It's good on PC. She gets a DMR. Stuns great. Like she just has a great loadout. She's just like good. She's just great at everything. She has a great great thing at everything. So I do think she's A tier even with the call nerf from a while back. I mean the calls are still super super effective. Next up we have Vigil. I'm gonna give him A tier. I do think just because he's the best roamer in the game, I could see you throwing him B tier. If you want to throw him B tier, I have no problem with that. I would say top B, low A. I'm gonna just throw him A tier. Boss G got nerfed, but still has the SMG-12, has a great ability, impact grenades, and whatever his SMG, it's still good. It's still good. I do like that SMG. The K1A. It's K1A. Zofia. D tier. I put her like top D tier because she can still be used to like burn stuff. Like her ability, I guess, isn't like too bad, but it's like her guns aren't really that special. Her secondary stuff isn't that special. I mean, it is what it is. If you need to burn utility, I guess she's a really good operator for that. But then just go ahead and play Sentry, bro. Just go ahead and play Sentry or Striker. I mean, Striker is way better than her, in my opinion. So. I don't know, just poor man's Ash and Striker, in my opinion. Lion's up next. I'm gonna go top D with him. Just keep replacing the D tiers. Lion isn't like horrible, but like his ability is like it's not that great. It's really not that great. I feel like his ability is just good. Like he's good in like a fast-paced team. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, like even when you're playing as a fast-paced team, you're not bringing a Lion. Even though he's very useful in like a fast pace, but how fast? How many times are you gonna play fast, or can you in a single game? So how many times is Lion getting the usages? How often is he getting played? So that's why I'd put him like top D tier. I could accept low C tier just because of how good he is in fast teams and like strats and like pushes and stuff. But like a lot of the time, he's just not great. Doesn't have great guns. I guess he has a DMR, so he gets a little boost on PC, but I'm a low console boy. So, next up we have Finka. I think Finka is a good B tier operator. I don't think she's an A tier. She gets frags, decent ability, has the LMG, has the spear. She's just like good. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would sum her. When I think of Finka, I think good. She's good. She's not great. She's not okay. She's good. So, and I associate B with good. Kinda, you know what I mean? I feel like the S tier is like near perfect. A is great, B is good, C is like average, D is like not above, under average, and then F is just like pretty much you don't need to play them. Next up is Maestro. Maestro is so annoying. Maestro is so annoying. I do think he's still C tier. I think he's like mid to high C tier, but man, he's annoying. If you do not clear those, man, those are annoying, bro. I played him yesterday, and my team was just like not clearing them, and it was just chalked. I won the round, but I was getting spotted like in a 1v1 just like the whole time, no matter where I was, and it was the most annoying thing. He sucks, but the guy that I was fighting. Alibi's up next. Alibi is like a D tier. The only saving grace, like when Alibi was good, it was because her gun was good. Okay, her ability is not good. I guess she gets the bailiff, which is cool, but it's like all right gun, bad utility. Really, like you know what I mean? Like once you know there's Alibi clones, like you're not just gonna like shoot them all the time. So it's like D tier operator doesn't really need to be played. Next up, we have Maverick, S tier. Maverick is an S tier, and he might be okay. I'm gonna throw Ace in S tier. These are probably the two best hard breed. I think Ace is the best hard breacher in the game. The only reason I would throw Maverick in S tier is because what happens is Thermite gets banned out, or Ace gets banned out, Thermite gets banned out, and then it's basically just you have to play Maverick. So I think just in the current state with the ban system, he's an S tier operator just because if you know how to use Maverick, you know what I mean? Like, you're truly never going to be able to be countered against like a team that only bans hard breachers. You know what I'm saying? So like Maverick is super duper strong if you know how to play him, and he's an S tier operator. Great gun, stuff like that. Ace, fantastic. We love Ace. We love Ace around here. He gets banned first every round. Ace was like a top 2 operator played of mine, and I just have not played him since the new ban system comes out because he gets banned the first round every single game. They need to make it so that you can't like you can like block a ban, like give up your ban to block the ban from the other team. That would be so tough. Anyway, next up we have Clash. I feel like Clash has been played less and less. Just like people figured out how to counter her a little bit more. So I would throw a top B personally, but if you wanted to throw her in A, I would not mind at all. I think I literally just think it's preference. Like how many I don't play a lot of Clashes anymore. And my team doesn't play a lot of Clash, but I do still see why she is so good. It's just I feel like she gets banned out a lot on important sites where she's very, very good, at least when I play. So if you want to throw her in A tier, I would not mind that at all. Next up is Nomad. I think Nomad does get an A tier from me. I love Nomad. Let's just do Gridlock too. I think Gridlock and Nomad are both A tier operators. Decent guns. I do think Gridlock is better just because she does get the secondary shotgun. Her ability is actually, she gets more. I think it's a little bit better. And she gets frags. That's what I was thinking. She does get frags. Nomad does get stuns, has decent guns, and good ability. You know what I mean? Anti-flank is very, very important, I think, on a team. So I do both value them in A tier, and I think that's good spots for them. Next up we have Cade. I'm gonna throw him right in S tier. I'm gonna throw him right next to Bandit. Obviously, I don't know who is the better one, but Cade can obviously get hatches. You can also Cade tricks. So, and both of these guys, I'm gonna do. Speaking of them, I'm gonna do Tuberau next. Tuberau, I'm gonna throw an A tier. Tuberau is fantastic. Obviously, he is only really, really good when you're defending a wall. Other than that, he is very mid, but a lot of sites you're obviously defending walls and stuff like that. So that's why I would throw him A tier or hatches. You know what I mean? Whatever you're kind of defending, hatches, walls, he is super good. And plus, he is one of the few defensive operators with ACOG on his DMR. So even on sites where maybe you're not defending a wall, you might run him for his gun in the ACOG. So he does get a C4 too. So that's why I do feel like he's an A tier operator, just because of how good he is on wall sites and on defense, anti-entry, and then also just for his gun and C4. So I feel good about saying him an A tier. Next up we have Mozzie. Mozzie is a C tier. He's whatever. I mean, the drones are really nice if you're able to stack it, get a good amount of like information and intel out of them. But I mean, he's just kind of whatever. He's an operator that would benefit from having like a better scope. You know what I mean? That would really elevate him. But we all know what they're going for now. Nook is up next. Nook, I'm gonna give her like B. I think B tier is good for her. Again, like it's a lot like Finka. Like when I think of Nomad or Nook, sorry, I think good. I don't think really anything more, anything less. I think she's good, decent gun, whatever. Next up, Warden. I'm gonna throw Warden in S, okay? And hear me out. Shotgun or MPX, both fantastic primaries. SMG-12. Probably the best gun in the game on console. Very good game. Very good gun on PC. I don't know how that looks. Has a C4. Okay. Probably best piece of equipment. And he has a shield. So a lot of the time, like sites, you can just bring Warden on to anchor down behind a shield with his ability with a good gun. You know what I mean? And he can literally just own that whole side and hold it by himself. So I think Warden's an S tier operator. And yeah, I think it depends on how you play him, but if you play him right, bro, I think he's an easy S tier for sure, for sure. Um, and next up, Amaru. Amaru, hold on, my thing is tweaking, bro. Okay, Amaru. Okay. Uh. Okay. Well, how are we feeling about the list so far? How are we feeling about the list so far? I just accidentally drank that right down. Okay. Sorry, my thing is lagging for so bad for some reason. Anyway, next is Amaru. I'm gonna throw Amaru in F tier. Um, Reason being is like I run Amaru sometimes on like coastline. Like when they're upstairs, I will rappel through like the main stairs and stuff like that. Amaru is just too situational. It's a lot like Tachanka, where it's like, or no, it's not like Tachanka at all. Amaru's just too situational. She like, okay, some sites you can rush and like it's all good and you're getting your kills and stuff like that, but and it catches them off by surprise. But that's like only sometimes. It's just it's too situational. It's too situational. Tachanka at least is like you can use it. It's like anti-entry, so it's not as bad. But like Amaru's just way too situational to be anything above S tier. I'm also gonna throw Callie down in F tier. It just reminds me a lot of Glaz, but the only better part of it is her ability, where she can get rid of like bandits and stuff like that. But like a lot of the time, you're not even gonna do that because you don't want to run a sniper. You know, you don't want to run a sniper. So it's like F tier still, just situational, and a lot of the time you're just gonna opt for a better option like impact EMPs, a Maverick, getting it from below, nading it, or again just using a basic old Thatcher. So she is not good. Next up we have Ayana. Ayana's interesting. Cause I'm gonna throw her like bottom B. If you want to throw her in C, I totally understand that. But I do think she's like a good kind of solo push operator. She does get the Gone 6, which I do like. And her guns are solid. So I don't know if she's deserving of the B tier. Maybe I'm just being a little biased, but I don't know. We're just gonna throw her B tier for now. If you want to throw her C tier, I totally understand that. She probably should be C tier. Next up is Oryx. I don't think he's an F tier, but like Oryx is not good. Okay, I don't really need to say too much. I guess his gun's good, but that's pretty much it. And he has a bailiff, and he make it rotates, and that's it. And that's it. His ability, like a lot of the time, like when you're pushing, like his ability is for a shield, pretty much, and like the main thing is like a lot of the time you're not just fighting a shield solo where you can just dash at him. You know what I mean? Very few spots. So if you're playing a smart shield player, Oryx is pretty much useless. Next up, we have Melusi. Melusi, I'm gonna throw her in A tier. I feel like a lot of people might not agree with that one. I feel like I got a comment on one video where they didn't really agree with it, and the only reason, not the only reason, but I think it's just her equipment is just so good. It's just so good, man. 4 Melusi traps, like, are you kidding me? Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can cover like a whole site with them. She gets a secondary shotgun. She gets EMPs. She has a good gun. You know what I mean? Like, she's clearly an A tier operator. Obviously, she's countered by Bravo, but as long as you're shooting those and protecting the Melusis, it's fine. She's a fantastic operator. Next up, we have Zero. I'm gonna throw Zero in B tier. I think Zero's cool. Obviously he is really good on certain maps and he's not great on certain maps. But when he's like on a good map for him, I don't think I can put him B then actually. I feel like I have to put him down in C just because he's like a little situational. But on maps where he's good and there's a lot of open space, he is really good. As long as you know where to put his camps. As long as you know where to put his camps. So shout out Zero, very underrated operator for sure. Aruni, give her that A tier. Give her that A tier. DMR, I mean, she gets the buff with her gun. Good ability. It's literally the ACOG. Just having a DMR is fantastic with ACOG, especially in a defensive side where there's no ACOGs on anyone else. Next up, we have Flores. Flores is like a low A operator for me. I feel like you can put him like top B. I'm a little biased. His gun's decent. He gets stuns, but I do really like his gadget. I think it clears a lot, especially with like the new operator. And I think he gets a buff now because like a lot of people are now going to be playing more like layer and like equipment and stuff because like you can't just crush ACOG anymore. So it's going to be more equipment, more things for him to blow up. Next up we have Thunderbird. I would have thrown Thunderbird in probably F tier before they made it so it like fully heals you. I think she's like decent, but like nothing to rave about. Nothing to rave about at all. I'd probably put her like right here where my mouse is. It's just like not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Next up we have Osa. Osa is just so mid, man. Osa like pisses me off. Like Osa players piss me off, cause like they run Osa like she's so good, and it's like okay, you crouch with your shield, you peer around a corner, you see I'm there. Whoop-de-doo. It's the sight. You're looking into the sight and you see me. And it's like, okay. And then you swing me and I swing you and I just shit on you because you're not good. I feel like Osa players just aren't good. I just feel like Osa players aren't good. I'm sorry for Osa players out there, but it's just like, at least the ones I play against just are like brain dead. Like they put their shields in the worst place. It's just, I don't know. It's personal experience. If you're a good Osa player, I apologize. But like, I guess the only, like, you can do like plant strats with her and stuff like that. So she has a little bit of redeeming qualities, but like she's just not very good. Not very good. Next up we have Thorn. Thorn is pretty bad. I would put her in D tier. I mean, you can run her, but like her gun isn't really that great. She gets a shield. Her razor blooms are, you have to play it with you have to play different operators to really maximize her. So yeah, I wouldn't put her anywhere really high. Azami, I'm gonna give her S tier. I glaze Azami. I love Azami. Azami's clear. Like my top 3 defenders are probably Mute, Legion, and Azami. I love Azami. I freaking love Azami. Azami's so good. I don't care that you can shoot her barricades still. It's still wasting utility, dumping, stuff like that. Gives away positions, has impacts, has the deagle for lines of sight. Beautiful. I love Azami. Azami's a real one. Next up, we have Sens. I'm gonna put him D tier. He would have been F tier before they switched it, where it was like you can toggle the thing on and off, but he's just still not a good operator in my opinion. It's just his gun isn't good. His ability is too like reliant on like a certain strategy or thing you're doing. So I'm gonna throw like Ryora in the same tier. I'm gonna put her like a little higher just because I feel like there's more you can do with the barricade door thing. Honestly, I do think that because it's like you can kind of push by yourself with Ryora more than you can with Sens. It's just Sens' gun is so bad, man. It's just so bad. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, like, yes, I'm ranking them in the tiers, but like I feel like it's still a D tier. Like in certain circumstances, like B to C means a lot, but like just being in the D tier, like you're just like not a good operator, and that's what I just see Ryora and Sens being. Goyo is someone that I feel like people might think might fall a lot, but I don't think he falls a lot. I think his ability is just too good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people did run him for his gun, yes, but I think his ability is still just really, really good. And the Vector is still a good gun, even without ACOG. He gets impacts, you know what I mean? So I think he's still an A tier operator, even losing ACOG, which was his like highest selling point. I think his ability is good enough to keep him in the A tier. If you think he's a B tier, I don't mind that. I think he's an A tier. Maybe it's just because I haven't played enough, maybe with Goyo. Or I don't even know. I think he's an A tier. If you disagree and you want to put him B tier, you have my permission. You have my permission. Next up, Grimace. Grimace is a good operator. He is a good operator. We love Grimace around here. Grimace is a good operator. I think decent gun. If you know what you're doing on Grim, he is a good operator. I will say that. If you don't know how to play Grim very well, he is not that good. But if you know, obviously how to, you can clear angles with the bees and stuff like that. You know, you can do a lot of different things. He fits on a lot of different teams, stuff like that. Yeah, his ability is very good. I do really like what they did with him, because he used to be like a bottom tier operator, but they have made him to a good operator that fits into a lot of molds on a lot of different teams and doing a lot of different things. So shout out Ubisoft, for making our boy Grim like that. Solus is the worst operator in the game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Her ability is just useless. Okay, it's useless. It's useless. If you wanna deny plant from down below, hop your ass on pulse. Okay, I'm sorry. Solus is not good. She is not good, and it's so sad. She used to be an S tier operator. I remember using her when she was at her peak, and it was just probably one of my favorite operators in the game. And they just massacred her. They massacred her. I remember it. They did the nerf. They did the part 1 nerf, and it was like she was ass. After that, she was just not good. You know what I mean? And then they nerfed her again, where she's the worst operator in the game. So it's like, why did you nerf her 2 times and like nobody ever uses her? When I see someone using Solus, I'm like, is he throwing? Is he throwing? Chalk Solus, man. Just chalk Solus. Rest in peace, Solus, man. You deserve so much better. I'm gonna go Brava next here in this top B tier. I think it just really depends. It really depends, because the thing with Brava is like, if they have a lot of stuff, Malusis, Danaris, like all cap cans, like they have all this stuff, she is so good. If they are just not running a lot of that stuff, she's just useless. So it's like a lot of like, and that's why I put her in B tier, because it's like, yes, she is useless when they run like pretty much none of those things, but people are pretty much always going to run electronic stuff, so you're at least going to get some value even on like lower points. So I put her B tier. Decent gun. Fenrir, I'm gonna go A tier for Fenrir. Shout out Fenrir. We love Fenrir. A lot of people say I look like Fenrir. I don't really see it. TikTok is a weird place, but yeah, I would put him for sure in A tier. Even though they're shootable, he lost one of his things. I still think he's very strong, and deserves to be an A tier just because of how good his ability is. Like it's ridiculous. He gets a bailiff, which is really good. MP7's good gun, so I think A tier is super justified. Next we have Ram. Ram's S tier. Best vert operator in the game. She gets stunned. She gets the R4C. I mean, need I say more? Need I say more? Need I say more? Easy S tier for me. And then Deimos, I'm gonna throw Deimos an A. I don't think he quite gets S tier, but I do think he is a fantastic operator, especially in the right hands, bro. Like, you ever see the best Deimos players? You ever see Doki play Deimos? Dude, I remember Doki. I remember I used to watch, like, he still obviously plays Deimos, but I used to watch G2 a lot, like, before Stompin even came on the team, and like, man, he is so good on Deimos. Like, if you want to see a good Deimos player, just watch Doki. Straiko is also very, very nasty on Deimos. Just watch those two on Deimos, and you'll see why he is a good operator. Obviously, you're like, oh, it's Pro League. Even still, bro, regular games, you see a roamer, you get the pings, you can go in with the team, get live spots. Great secondary pistol. Frag grenades go perfectly with his ability. It's beautiful, really. Scopos up next. I feel like not a lot of people play Scopos, honestly. I'm gonna throw her in C tier. I do think she has, like, I could see her in B tier, like low B. The thing I always say with Scopos is, like, Scopos, if you know how to play Scopos, she is such a good operator. If you do not know how to play Scopos very well, she is not a good operator almost at all. So it's like, you got to be good on her. You got to know when you need to switch, you know, she's good on the roam and you can fall back easily. You know what I mean? I think that's the best way to use her. Decent gun, actually, and you get impact, so I think I need to start playing more Scopos. And last but not least, long video, by the way. Sorry for the yap sesh. I love talking about siege operators. We have Denari. And I would be kidding you if I said he's not A or S tier. Denari is so... He's going to get nerfed. He's going to get nerfed. He might have been nerfed by the time this videos come out. I'm going to give him S tier. Ridiculous. Okay, ridiculous. It is just like the things you can do with this man. It is just ridiculous. And maybe I'm glazing. It's just like, as an attacker, it is so annoying to just like try to push into an area and just see it denaried off. And you're just like, oh my god. And especially if you're playing someone who's good on Denari, you're not going to be able to shoot the stuff. So you have to burn it with utility, which a lot of the time you're not going to have nades just in your pocket, right? So then you have to run into them, and then you're taking damage, and then it's like beeping, and then you're like, you can only walk, and you're getting stunned every like 1 second, and then you just get swung and you die. And it's just really annoying. It is really annoying, and it is really good. I think he's S tier. If you want to put him in A tier, I totally understand that, but I do think he's S tier. He also has a secondary shotgun. They just buff. He is gonna get nerfed. He is gonna get nerfed in some way, shape, or form. One of the best things I can see, like what I kind of want to see a nerf if he does get nerfed, is kind of like a Legion thing where it just like progressively, you know what I mean? Like you don't get them all at the start of the round. It just progressively goes in, so then you can kind of like play on your feet or whatever. I think that'd be very good for him because I do want him to be a strong operator. I do really like the concept of his thing. I think he is the bright spot of this new season, and without him, this would probably be the worst season ever. But shout out Denari. This is my list. Um, yeah, I mean this is the should I just move Finca down? 1 second. All right, yeah. So here's the list. Let me know how you feeling about this. Obviously this is my personal list. So in the comments, feel free to drop like some opinions. You don't need to be hurtful or rude, okay? Like just drop your opinions if you have any disagreements. You see people want to see things higher, lower, you know what I mean? I'm always down there to like talk about that stuff. But yeah, without further ado, that's gonna be all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hit the like, subscribe button. Peace out.